Hello, Dr. Vicki Peterson here. I wanted to talk to you today about a study that was just released this week from the British Medical Journal, and it had to do with a young boy. He was 5 years old and 10 months exactly, a little under 6, and he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And 2 to 3 weeks after the diagnosis, he was started on a gluten-free diet. Now, he was checked for celiac disease and he did not have it. We don't know the background as to why it was decided to put him on a gluten-free diet regardless, but the outcome was certainly worth it because this young man, his blood values showing that he had diabetes completely normalized on the gluten-free diet, and he never took any insulin. He was followed for 20 months, almost 2 years, and he still never needed any insulin. So this isn't magic, and it's not unheard of. We know that celiac disease is an autoimmune disease. We know that type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease. We know that autoimmune diseases have in common issues with the small intestine, allowing substances to get out into the bloodstream, which then prompts the immune system to get into an auto-destruct mode. So we know that the gut has an underlying root cause, at least in some autoimmune diseases. We know that celiac and type 1 diabetes actually share some common genetics, so there is a high correlation between the two. So with this young man, we know that his celiac test was negative. So does he really have celiac disease or not? We don't know. Tests are not perfect. Perhaps he truly doesn't have celiac disease and he's gluten intolerant. He's definitely intolerant to gluten because that was the only treatment he was given and his type 1 diabetes reversed. So my point here is, and certainly the researchers made this point as well, was that there were absolutely no side effects to initiating a gluten-free diet, and the repercussions were certainly marvelous. So my plea is that we spread this information and talk to your doctors, talk to your friends. Imagine how many young people you could really change their lives. I mean, think about the side effects of diabetes. It's horrible. It's a horrible disease. You can lose your eyesight, you can lose your limbs, kidney function. It's not a kind disease to the human body, and especially it's typically children who are diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And imagine the change in this young man's life and how many others could be affected. So if we can get out there and do that grassroots movement that I love to talk about and share the information about this. It was just June 21st out of the British Medical Journal, and certainly information that's very important to know and to share, and maybe we can make a big difference in many people's lives. So worth it to get tested for celiac disease with type 1 diabetes. And according to this study, probably worth it to institute a gluten-free diet, whether the test comes out positive or not, just to see how your numbers do. All right, I hope this was helpful, and until next time, I wish you very good health.